Well, look at here, look at here. I got another letter or message from Humble Revolver, and I'm very grateful to this person for posting this because today I just wanted to talk but didn't really have anything in mind, just wanted a conversation. And so, you put a bunch of different quotes on there, and I'm assuming you quote most of this. You do have a reference to Eckhart Tolle, which I think is funny. I have nothing against Tolle at all. I just remember talking to somebody many years ago, and because we were talking about spirituality, and he was convinced that in order for a person to really be spiritual, for some reason he thought that you had to talk like Eckhart Tolle, and Eckhart Tolle is very slow when he talks. He talks like this, and I thought it was funny because I guess that's the only information that he's ever read, and maybe Eckhart Tolle was the only person that he was ever exposed to. So for some reason, in his mind, Eckhart Tolle set the standard. So anybody else who is bubbly and outgoing, he was a little like, that's kind of weird. No, spiritual people or people who are really spiritual in how they live come in all different personalities. But I just think it's kind of funny because Eckhart Tolle, I guess, sets the standard. So anyway. Here are some of the things that Humble Revolver wrote, and I'm going to give my opinion or my response to it. The problem is that the ego hides in the last place you'd ever look, within itself. Dr. Peter Fonagy, he's a PhD. It disguises its thoughts as your thoughts, its feelings with your feelings, and you think it's you. People's need to protect their ego knows no bounds. They will lie, cheat, steal, kill, do whatever it takes to maintain what we call ego boundaries. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. In this situation, I have been duped by other people. Now, I'm going to talk about my ego for a second. I would say that I'm a very modest person. Do I have an ego? Yes. But I think that I am the kind of person, because I don't stimulate myself with a lot of negativity, I think that my ego is in very good shape. Okay, I know that I have limitations. I don't think extremely highly of myself, but when I'm right, I'm right. So in this situation, I'm not trying to protect my ego, but I see clear evidence that many people are trying to protect theirs, to the point of where they have shoved me out and they have basically treated me very badly, and the only justification they've used was something very lame, something I said many years ago. So some of the stuff that you're writing to me, I believe that you're trying to make an effort to kind of maybe either make a statement or try to, you're assuming that maybe I need help or I'm dealing with that struggle. I would say that I'm dealing with a lot of anger over this, and it's realistic. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read a little bit more, and then I'll go on with my opinions. At first, it's difficult for the mind to accept that there's something beyond itself, and there's something of greater value and greater capacity for discerning truth than itself. Philippians chapter 2, verses 1 through 10. So if there is any encouragement in Christ, any comfort from love, any participation in the Spirit, any affection and sympathy, complete my joy by being the same mind, having the same love, being in full accord and of one mind. Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in the humility count others more significant than ourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also in the interest of others. Have his mind among yourselves, which is yours in Christ Jesus. And see, that doesn't apply to me. Not in this situation, okay? Because I'm going to tell you that in this issue, I have put everybody before me, and this is the result of it. Okay? Now, I protected several people. In a lot of ways, that is putting their interests ahead of mine. Okay? I did everything right, and these people are booting me out of the town or giving me, mediocre things. That's the problem. The problem is that I can't say that I agree with everything. I just don't. And many psychologists say it's our self-image that is hurt in these situations. But think about that a second. How can you hurt an abstract concept like a self-image? That's a good question. I believe other people can hurt your self-image through rumors, through rumors and sabotage, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you what. They didn't hurt my self-image because I don't feel bad about any of those things. And I don't have any reason to hate myself, walk around with feelings of self-hatred, okay? But they can ruin a person's reputation. I can't tell you how many people gave me like the cold shoulder and snubbed me for saying something many years ago that had absolutely nothing to do with them, okay? So it's not so much about your self-image, it's about your reputation. And, you know, that is where the problem lies, okay? Anyway, people are so accustomed to reacting to threats to their self-image that they rarely stop to consider how odd it is to regard their mental image of themselves as something that can be damaged by another person's inconsiderate behavior or disparaging remarks. Okay, I'm going to tell you what. I could have a group of people slam me with the N-word. They can say whatever they want to, okay? Because I know I'm right. Now, that's not arrogance, it's fact, okay? And I have every right to feel the way that I do, okay? When you are right, there is no question about your self-image, okay? There's no need to doubt anything, you know? So it's not to be, I care about what these people say, it's what they do, okay? It's the little manipulative tricks that they use and how they pull strings, you know? And that's what I don't like. Okay, no one can ruin my self-image. Do I have things that I'm not happy with that I think I can improve on? Absolutely. Absolutely. In this case, I'm right. I'm willing to dump my family. I'm willing to cut off people that I thought I could cherish. Okay? I'm willing to do all that because I know. It has nothing to do with my self-image, okay? It has everything to do with cutting off things that I believe are like gangrene. You got to get that stuff in check because I'm going to tell you what. People who have this issue, this competitive type behavior, you can forgive them. I've done this several times. You can forgive them, and I'm not saying that you should forgive them, but you need to you need to create a distance. You have to create a distance because these people will come back, and if it's not one issue, it's going to be another. So, no. I'm a very strong woman, very strong, and it has nothing to do with me being weak. It has everything to do with me protecting myself. Okay, I've learned from the past. I've dealt with too many people that I now deem as trash. To actually be that stupid, to actually believe, oh, I'm just going to keep being their doormat. No. You show me one time, okay, and I might kind of think, okay, whatever. 2 times, that's it. I'm done. You know, I mean, I understand people make mistakes, but sometimes mistakes can be fatal. In this case, it's fatal. And it also has a lot to do with the fact that it's evil. Every single last bit of it is evil. From the racist part of it, now, like I said, people have the right to be racist. They have a right to feel good about their race, if that's what they want to do, okay? They have the right to like their religion. But they don't have the right to hurt other people. Okay, let's just say, for example, I was a full-blown racist, okay? Let's just say, for example, I was a white person. I was a full-blown racist, okay? I think I would probably be the variety of race. I would probably be the kind of racist that would be more of a separatist. I would acknowledge the right of other people's way of living, but I probably would just want to be by myself. I'd rather just be around white people. And that's fine, okay? But when you use manipulative tactics, it's no different than putting a cross in my yard. That, to me, is not something I need to forgive. It's something I need to forget and walk away from, which is what I'm trying to do, okay? I need to move on. I realize that. I fully realize that. Okay? The thing about New Age thinking, a lot of it is flowery and it's very beautiful, and it's the same sort of stuff, just like fairy tales, that if you continue to believe that too much, you will be, in my opinion, be considered somebody who's naive, okay? I know a lot of people who believe in this stuff, and it's not saying that some of it's not of value, because I have, you know, gotten comfort from a lot of, like, New Age type books, okay? Some of it is very insightful, okay? But you have to use discernment, and you also have to look back in your history and also think, okay, did that really apply to my life? Some of it doesn't. Some of it's just like ignoring things, you know, or making excuses for people who create evil, you know. Okay, it seems that somehow during evolution or during our childhood years, we learn to experience emotional hurt in our self-image, also as if it were physical hurt to our body. How might this have happened? Some speculations here. When this realization is made that ourselves are not a solid body, but rather a very much unsolid, abstract thing, then perhaps we can experience emotional hurt in a different type of way. Someone says something to you that is rude or designed to hurt you. Instead of going into unconscious reaction and negativity, such as attack, offense, or withdrawal, you let it pass right through you. Offer no resistance. It is as if there is nobody there to get hurt anymore. That is forgiveness. In this way, you become invulnerable. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, 1997. Boy, yeah. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go back to that employer that I was with, the one who created all this drama, okay? The one that, the farmer, okay, him and all that. Up until that time, I had pretty much just shucked off all the rude comments that I had received, you know, while at work or on the town or whatever. I had pretty much just let that just roll off, okay? And I'm going to tell you what, it was a lot, okay? Little subtle and sometimes even overt signs of disrespect for who I was as a person, and I let that go, okay? It's not that I never once thought that I needed to change myself or I should be ashamed of who I was, not once. I kept thinking, you know what, these people are ignorant. They don't know any better. They don't. Like when people ask me, oh, how come your name is Maria? Well, you know what, the name is European, okay? So when we were brought over here, our names were European, okay? Until a lot of people changed them throughout the years. But for the most part, I get asked questions that they should know. And they're supposed to be superior to me. Go figure. Okay, so there's a lot of things that happened in my childhood as well, you know, that like I said, I didn't really consider it until now. You know, but I look at it as a form of education. I would say that all the treatment that I received, I refused to internalize it. Now, there was a time when I was younger, I did internalize it, but I have gotten a very good self-image of myself. I really do. I have a great self-image of myself, okay? And it's not arrogance, okay? What I'm saying is people might get upset about what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is how everybody is aspiring to be. The very reason why they have books like The Power of Now is because they want to build their self-confidence up, okay? Well, in this situation, my confidence is up because I was treated like I was nothing, okay? And now I realize why I was treated like I was nothing. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not going to internalize that. I'm not going to sit here and cry and think that I was nothing and I was a piece of crap and I'm just worthless. No, I'm not worthless. That's not me trying to make myself feel better. Oh, no, I will not do that. Not at all. But, you know, the issue is, it's not just sticks and stones will break my bones. When they can affect your income, when they can affect your reputation, okay, and it's not just you can't just, you know, get the job that you want in your town. They try to make it so that you can't live anywhere. That's the problem. Okay, that's what Eckhart Tolle is forgetting here. Okay, invulnerable. Maybe my self-image isn't hurting, but you know, I've got plenty of bills to pay. I've got things that I need to take care of. Okay, so I'm sorry. There's certain things in the New Age idea thought that ignore things that are very realistic and really, I mean, truly does affect your life, okay? When they go after your finances, and then they feel like they have the right to decide what you do for a living, these people have lost their minds. And now they're putting you in a situation where you're vulnerable. They force you into that situation. See, and that's what Eckhart Tolle is not paying attention to. It's all like positive, okay? I understand, like I said, I'm not bashing that belief system. I'm not. There's a lot of good points in those things, but there's a lot of things that are overlooked in those. Just a lot. It is really hard to forgive, whether it's forgiving yourself or others. We all could use some help learning to do better. What we may not be aware of is that learning to forgive is good for both our mental and physical health. I would say that's true. Quality empirical research has shown that when we are better at forgiveness, we experience lower stress, tension levels of depression, anxiety, and perhaps most important, anger. Anger is toxic to our mental and physical health, increasing our stress and activity and our risk for illness such as heart disease. In fact, hostility and anger associated with type A behavior is an important risk factor for cardiovascular disease. When we have trouble being able to forgive, we hold in anger, resentment, and bitterness that can harm us. Knowing that forgiveness is good for you. Oh, wow, this is so long. Okay, I think we got the gist of this, okay? Anger is a natural response, okay? And I don't believe that anger is necessarily bad. Anger can be used to motivate you to correct a problem if you analyze the situation correctly. Now, do I believe what you're saying is true? Absolutely. I don't like being angry, you know? But when you have tried to reason with people, and every time they reason, you're trying to reason with these people, and you're innocent. I knew I was innocent. I know I'm innocent, okay? And they take it like it's a game. Like, well, we got to one-up this game. She's winning. Okay, that's deranged, okay? It is extremely deranged, okay? And I start getting panicky because these people are playing with my life. All right? And I'm constantly being traumatized or baited or whatever. Every situation creates anger. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here thinking, I think I'm going to get angry over that. It's instant. Okay? It's a natural response that I feel. Now, continuing to feel that way, and I've done everything I could to diffuse the situation. I have contacted the so-called M-word in the town, to no avail. Okay? I've contacted Diane Feinstein. I thought about contacting somebody else, okay? So after all of this time, they come and they give me some crap. Okay? So you can't help it when the situation is constantly there. So I realized, you know what? It is bad for my health. I'm tired of it. Okay? It affects your sleep. It affects your emotional well-being. So I found a solution. Get the hell out of this town. For once and for all, get out. And I need to get out. So that's the solution. Now, my goal is so I can forget it and move on and never think of it again. Will I ever want to be friends with these people? No. Do I wish them well? I don't wish them anything. I wish them out of my brain, meaning they should no longer exist or have anything to do with me at all. I don't want to think about them. I don't want to remember them. So everything that I had from them needs to get out of my house. Okay? Yes, they're only human, but you know what? Their motives were selfish and had no right to play with my life. Okay? So, your responses and your quotes, they are nice, but I encourage you to come up with your own stuff. Okay, don't quote other people. Learn from them. Take what you can, but be a more of an original person. That's what I wish for everybody. Because oftentimes we get so stuck believing we have these narrow thoughts, if I was to take everything that Eckhart Tolle said, I would be ignoring a bunch of other things. Because, I'm going to sit here and that would make me force me to be content living in squalor. Okay? Basically, it's going to force me to just accept the fact, because I'm invulnerable, right? It's not supposed to hurt my feelings, even though it hurts my finances. And it also squashes any plans that I've made for myself. I have every right to pursue whatever it is I want to. Okay? These sort of thoughts are just it reminds me of the Brady Bunch issues. You know how everything's solved in 20 minutes, it's so simple? It's not that simple. It just isn't. So I understand. I have been angry for a very long time. And I realize that it's time for me to move on. Not just move on, but move out. It's time for me to move out. And I need to have a breath of fresh air. But I will say that, and I'm going to get off your subject, and thank you so much for writing that. I noticed that I see that you posted this 4 hours ago, and then it was 3 hours ago.